Because that's one of the things about school uniforms that...
It's
Is he allowed to?
It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. That we don't, that everybody's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I'm just getting something intuitively. Do you mind if I share it?
No, sure.
I'm getting a sense that you're trying so hard to stand out, where maybe your next step is to actually, maybe what the girl needs is to blend in for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
for just a bit,
Yeah.
until she realizes that she is actually as worthy as everybody else.
Okay.
So that she's not below. So everybody,
Yeah.
girl goes into everybody, and then girl goes into being completely herself. Does that make sense?
It does, but how do I make her feel special and blend in? Do you know what I mean?
By just acknowledging the fact that maybe she needs to blend in, and that
Okay.
makes her that's special already.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Because a lot of us feel that we're below. If we've had really traumatic experiences, we feel that we're below everybody else. That we don't kind of have the right to be where everybody else is. And then what tends to happen? So this is the pattern that happens, and this actually goes into this brings a lot of passive aggressive behavior in us when we do this. So we consider ourselves, so here's everybody, and here is I, and here is like being super, right? So this is almost like be above everybody else, but not necessarily in specifically that way, but realizing your individuality.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the group, but that you are special. And a lot of us who have been traumatized as children overcompensate. We never actually go into everybody. We just we go there. We just keep going there. But what happens is that we keep bouncing back because there's no like platform here in between. So we keep going back and forth with how we're feeling about ourselves. And it's such a turbulent place to be in. And then because we innately know that we're not actually that, we feel that we're below everybody else. When we are there, after a while, we might get there and feel really super about something specific that we did or our achievement or whatever. And then when we're there long enough, what tends to happen is we realize that we're the old patterns creep in and kind of start to sink us back down. And because there's no kind of belonging or trusting everybody, trusting the collective, we just keep bouncing back and forth. And when we start going down, that's when we start manipulating people.
Yeah, we're constantly trying to do things to prove ourselves. I'm
Yes.
really good.
Yes.
Look how smart I am.
And get the reflection from everybody.
Yeah.
So effectively what we're trying to do is this.
Yeah.
But of course, it's never going to be enough. Ever. So one of the first stages is to realize that you are actually, that little girl is actually as important as everybody else. And then start bringing her own qualities. And how you can, as I said, how you can appreciate her individuality is to allow her to go there first. Does that resonate?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
That's
Any
really good.
feedback on that? It kind of explains it in a different way again. But I can certainly relate to this a lot, and whenever we have that, and especially women, because we're not used to asking directly for what we want. Women are more prone to this. It appears than men, because men can be a lot more like cutting through the stuff and just going for what they want. That's their brain structure. So there is a physiological reason for it too. But a lot of women do this even if they haven't had a traumatic experience, a lot of women would do this in relationships or when they're feeling uncomfortable. Or, some people haven't learned confrontation, the art of confrontation. So therefore, there's always this wish, I wish I could not be so uncomfortable with with that, and then we tend to give this impression of ourselves, and people often feel like calm around people who don't like confrontation or who don't feel comfortable in confrontation, but there is an underlying anxiety in that space.